Hi, Boss Babes of South Africa. So today I am here with a queen of note, Lesego, who is a speaker, MC, and the founder of LGC. Welcome officially to Boss Babes of South Africa, this time in person.
In person, I'm finally here. Thank you for having me, Boss Babes.
So you are doing so much at the moment, inspiring and motivating, impacting. Tell us a bit about what you're doing.
So I'm very passionate about young professionals in the corporate space, especially those that don't necessarily have the tools to understand how to navigate corporate spaces.
Right.
So in my foundation, we work a lot on work readiness and skills readiness to equip aspiring CAs. And to an extent, we also want to increase it to the finance and accounting space,
Right.
where it's not only psych as a professional body, but other professional bodies, just to equip them with the skills that they need. Things like how to take care of yourself when you're working.
And it is mental health.
It is Mental Health Awareness Month, so that's a very big one. And also things like financial literacy. I
Right.
think there's this assumption that if you're in the finance and accounting space, there's certain things that you already know. But the reality is some lessons only come when you're in the corporate space. So we're really trying to be the bridge that kind of supports people when they get into corporate. And it doesn't necessarily come as a shock, the fact that you have to practice courage, have courageous conversations, also know how to advocate for yourself, how to identify like certain opportunities. So literally just giving people language for purpose and finding purpose in the corporate spaces.
Wow, that is amazing. And you've also earned your stripes. You're earning your stripes in corporate at the moment. How's that going for you?
It's
Exciting?
going. It's exciting. It's different coming from an audit background and then transitioning into learning and development,
Right.
because it's a different ball game, and learning to use my creative mind more than my analytical mind,
Right.
and trying to find the balance between the two is very interesting.
Oh, that is amazing. So since we are on the topic of mental health, what are some of your best tips for our community around how they can start to take care of their mental health? Small things, little things. And I'm going to actually just pan the camera on you so we can get a focus on this. Most of our community are CAs, aspiring CAs, or just doing a range of things. Where do we start with this?
So wellness is such a holistic terminology, and I think the whole ecosystem has a lot to do with how your wellness is. But where you actually start is with self, understanding yourself. And I think sometimes we expect the environments that we find ourselves in to match our wellness when we don't really know what makes Lesego really happy, what like tricks me up and what gives me fulfillment. Because sometimes we also try to find purpose in the work that we're doing and not necessarily understanding that we are dynamic humans that like are filled by different things. So I can't necessarily expect to be fed everywhere with my work, but to understand that who I am at work is another version of myself. But at home I'm somebody else. So if I know what makes Lesego happy, what makes me feel content, my faith, spending time with my family, giving back and contributing, going back into my values and really seeing I need to start feeding myself from inside. So practical things is actually number one, journaling, knowing what happens in your mind when you are rested and when you're not in the noise of the world, because it's social media. We want to TikTok away everything. We want to spend our time and find answers and stay distracted. But the reality is you need to spend time with yourself. Write down practically, what are you feeling? What made you feel like that? What is going to give you a sense of security and certainty again? If it means I go to the gym, if it means I spend time with family, if it means that I sit in silence, whatever is relevant to you is going to be how you can practically know what is going to be step one for me.
Oh, that is so powerful. Small little tips that we all can learn from. So I know that you have shared a lot of your journey when you've met, and I think the ladies from our platform are quite aware of your journey to become a CA. Maybe if you don't mind, because I know that there's a lot of CAs, to be CAs, future CAs, that are writing their exams in the next few weeks. They've been reaching out for inspiration. So I guess I just want to know what would be some of your lessons learned on the CA journey that anyone can apply to life.
The CA journey for me is something to be studied and something that I continuously advocate and talk the narrative about, because it's so different for everyone. But the biggest lesson that I've learned with even becoming a CA and even after qualifying is is being a CA has a lot of seasons, like anything in life. So if you are at the time where you are writing exams, your season is actually discipline, staying focused, trying to manage yourself, trying to know how to set boundaries, but it's not forever, it's just a season, right? And I call it the winter season, when we are probably in the audit rooms and that deadline is approaching and you want to sign it off. Like, it's not nice, okay? Studying for exams must not feel nice all the time, but there is something to look forward to, which is the 4 letters, which is the rewards that come after all of this sacrifice that I've put. My summer, my spring is coming, where I can enjoy my financial freedom, the things that we look out for, like security in the workplace, knowing that we're going to be employed, knowing that I can have that freedom to do what I want to do. So I think it's important to always have this notion that it's a season, but seasons are constantly going to be changing. Whether you are aspiring, whether you are going to be a CA, whether you're going to be a seasoned professional, it's important to have a healthy conversation around the idea that this moment requires me to be this type of way, but also there's gonna come a time where I can relax,
Yes.
where I can do and claim back my time, but it doesn't mean that I can cut the process and I can cheat destiny
Yes.
and try to like do weird things and hope for the best. You know, I think at some stage, no CA is a CA by mistake. We all had to work hard, right? We all fought to the last breath, and nobody ever says and tries to sell you a CA journey that's all rainbows and butterflies. Of course, there's going to be moments where there is going to be a little bit of drawback and a lot of pull that has to come out of you, but it always starts with how you position yourself in your mind, and also knowing that there is something to look forward to. So if you're studying, all the best. Now is the time to learn. Now is the time to understand. Now is the time to actually hone in. But your summer and your spring is coming.
And no doom scrolling, no
Yes.
distractions,
No
no
distractions.
parties. All of that will be waiting for you
It's waiting
guys.
for you. Don't worry. It's fine.
It will come at the right time.
Yeah.